They just don't think that they're supposed to follow rules and stuff, most people.
All the rules, okay?
It's their way or their no way.
Ooh, right. What do you think, brother?
To love God, you can't love the world. You gotta separate yourself
That's right.
from it.
That's right, that's right, that's right. What do you think?
I can't really
Mr.
add
Robert?
to that, what he said. That's
That pretty much covers it, don't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at that. When he says to be in right standing with God, sometimes puts us in a bad way with man.
Yeah.
Okay? And it does. So, in you know, it looks like, you know, that Christ, well, we know that's really not Christ, but the representation there was that he was an offense. And they was going to shut him down. Okay? So Christ came for that very purpose. He knew that what was going to happen. He knew what he was going to be, what it was going to be like. And you know, that's a pretty graphic illustration, and I think Mel Gibson done a great job with that movie, but it's really still not accurate. You know, most scholars say, and you can read for yourself in the Old Testament, and they said his bowels was hanging out, he said you could see his innards, okay? Old Testament teaches it. His guts would have been hanging out, he would have been ripped open. So most theologians say that his head was swelled 3 times the size of a normal man's head. He couldn't even be recognized. If you looked at him, he wouldn't even been recognized as a human. That's how bad he was beaten up, and how bad he was scarred. And he done all that so that you and I could have eternal life. That you and I could have eternal life.
Amen.
With the God of Israel, with Jesus Christ. Went through all that and hung on that cross. But it seems like people today, they're so offended with that. It bothers them. They don't like it. And we don't like to be in a bad way with man. I don't like it. I don't think that we should strive for that. But when Tozer made that statement, when I read that years ago, if you will, turn with me to Matthew chapter 10. And we'll start off with the 34th verse. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. I need one of these young guys to read. Hey, we're on the front here. Can you read? Can you read this? Can you read this right here for me? I want you to be a part of it. I want you to come here and read. Can you read? Do you feel comfortable reading? If you don't, no. And I asked Towhead back here. She said, "I'll draw a cross up there, but I don't like to read."
What?
How about you? Start verse 34. Chapter 10, verse 34. Now listen, this is Jesus talking. This is what he said. He said, "Think not. Don't think I've come to send peace on earth." He said, "I came not to send peace, but a sword." He said he didn't come to bring peace. He said he come to bring a sword. That's crazy, isn't it? He told Peter to put down the sword. He said, "A man that lives by the sword, die by the sword." In the Garden of Gethsemane, Peter done whacked off one cat's ear. He was going for his head, I believe, just missed, come up a little bit short, okay? But then he says, Peter to put it down. Then he says here that I came not to bring peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A variance. What is a variance? It's a disagreement. It's a separation. Your daughter, y'all come up here and stand up here. Get your mommy. Y'all stand up here. Now listen, Christ said he come to cause a variance, brother, between these two. Okay?
What?
If she follows Christ and she don't, then there's a variance there.
Yeah.
There's a separation. Right? Okay? Okay? And it's odd to me that he didn't say nothing about a husband and wife. He says a father and a son and a mother and a daughter. Blood. It's blood there, okay? She cannot choose her over Christ. And dude, we're doing it all the time. We're doing it in the church.
Come on now.
We're putting the kids before God. Okay? And hey, it goes on to say here that you can't put her before God. If you're a follower of Christ and she ain't, you can't side with mama. Christ said he's going to cause a variance right here. Okay? These guys can't. Why do y'all pick a church? What basis do you pick a church to go to? I'm going to tell you what the polls that I've read that they've taken is that they choose a church by what they offer the kids. That parents are choosing churches by the entertainment, Ronnie, not the word, the entertainment that's in the church. What they can do for my kids, how well they can entertain my kids, okay? Whew, that gets me mad. That gets me tore up right there, sister. We don't choose a church of what they can offer as far as entertainment. But that's what the polls say. Why do you choose? What basis do you choose a church? Yeah.
Where I feel comfortable, they believe the same things I do.
Okay. How about you, Sam? Same?
Yeah, because I go 3 different ones.
3 different ones?
Yeah.
You ain't got satisfied yet?
Well, I like
Ronnie?
different things at each one.
Okay. So they all offer something that you like?
Yeah.
Okay. Ronnie? Why do you choose a church?
Praise and worship.
Praise and worship.
Oh, yeah. And
Yes.
the word.
And the word.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all be said. Thank you. He said he's come to bring a variance. Now we watch people all the time, sister, choose churches based on what they can give the kids entertainment-wise. Okay? They're not concerned with the word. So then they're putting the children before God. Okay? And it says that the children can't put mama or daddy before God. Now let's look at what else he said. Now this is Christ saying these things. This is not me. It's not us. It's Christ. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household, his own family, his enemy. Foe is your enemy, okay? Who comes against us the most as Christians? Most times it's in our family. It's in our family. One way or another, they just won't accept it. Won't accept the gospel. It's an offense to them. The cross is an offense. Now listen to this. He says that in verse 37, he says, he that loveth the father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. I don't know you know a better way to put it that. He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth a son or a daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. And he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. We have to die to Christ. And I think that in the church today that I don't think that, Christine, that they understand that. I really don't. I'm just really a little disappointed with church, okay? I'm disappointed in the whole concept of church, okay? We're putting all of our wants and all of our desires before Christ, okay? Listen right here. Would you come to church if you didn't live with Mama?
Probably a different church, but I don't know. Lately, it's been just what you said, pretty much.
Okay.
Almost pushing people away.
I like to ask the kids, the young people, would you come? Would you come? Would you go to church if Mama didn't? If you didn't live with Mama?
Oh, just Obviously, with the situation I'm dealing with.
Okay, probably not. Yeah, thank you. No other kid, yeah, there's one. Would you come to church?
Now, this one I'd say probably because she would go, but I didn't
Didn't
go.
go. Mm.
But now another two, I'd say no.
Okay, they probably wouldn't. So that's a good question. How many parents would go to church if the kids didn't want to go? I'm telling you, me and my wife has been many times. We said, just don't go tonight. It's Wednesday night, wore out. And my daughter said, come on, we're going to church.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shame, man. That's bad. But it's true. Okay? At least she wasn't putting us before God. Okay? So it's sad that the church, and the way it's gotten, is that we're not willing to die, like that scripture says. We're not willing to die and surrender everything unto God. Surrender everything to Christ. Because he said if we die, we gain life. If we just kill this flesh, just let this flesh die and follow after Christ. It's hard to do that, though, young lady. You got a lot of things in school, and a lot of people are impressed. You know, you got a standard to meet. And this has got a standard to meet. It's got to be cool. It's got to look right. It's got to flow right. Walk right before man. But the most important thing is walk before Christ. Not only mothers and daughters and sons and fathers, but it's our whole life, everything. And we've all heard it a million times. But I'm going to read you something here in just a minute. What Charles Spurgeon, in 1834, on a Sunday afternoon, Charles Spurgeon preached this sermon. I'm just going to take some highlights out of it. Okay? Charles Spurgeon, a great evangelist, great man of God. He took this Sunday afternoon in the 1800s, that's a long time ago, and he preached this sermon. He said the religion of Jesus Christ is the most peaceful, the most mild, and most loving religion that was ever propagated. When we compare it to any inventions by man, there is none, not one of them, that can stand the least comparison with the gentleness, the mildness, and the love of Christianity. He goes on to say that as for the Muslim religion, it is the religion of the vulture. But the religion of Jesus is that of the dove, always mercy, always mild. It is like its founder, an embodiment of pure love, grace, and truth. And yet, strange to say, gentle as the gospel is, there has never been anything which has caused more disturbance in the world than the Christian religion. He says that this gospel of peace has separated the dearest friends. It has separated the closest family members. It has caused more chaos, he says, in families. Okay? And we're all, and when we make a stand, you know why it ain't causing too much problem in your family? Because you ain't making a stand. I'm just pulling you out on you know. Okay? You know why it ain't causing much of a problem in my family, Christine? Because I ain't making a stand. Because when I go to the family get-togethers, I go ahead and tolerate their filth. Yeah. We're the one that gets shoved back in the corner. We're the one that takes the back seat. That's why we're not going to. Because he goes on to say in this scripture to pick up your cross and follow him.
Yes.
We're not dragging our cross, brother. That's why we're not offended. That's why we're not being persecuted. Our offense in the church, Christine, would be nothing. We'd be so offended. We'd be so chased down by the world if we were really carrying the cross. If we was really following Christ. That's why I can go to the family, to Mary Faye's get together. Okay? And let the ones talk all their junk talk and all their filth and do, and I mean, I'm just using that word. And I had to step back. If I really stepped up and put my cross on, man,
Yeah.
I'm going to offend somebody.
Yeah. Come on now.
And you know what? That'd be me on that cross. Okay? That'd be me, sister, carrying that cross. I'd be getting that thrashing, that beating. But that's why we're not feeling nothing, because we don't carry it. We don't carry it at work. Okay? We don't step out at work and do our part. And we don't, I'm not saying that we're at work sinning and participating in it. I'm just saying we don't display our cross.
You're right.
Now, Jamie, we'll hide. Now, I don't get out there and cussing with them. Okay? And I don't get out there telling the dirty jokes with them. But I don't make a stand against it neither.
Come on.
When they come in, I let them run me out of the break room. I do, man.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, I sit at the table and they roll up in there and get talking all their junk talk, and so I just get up and move to another section or leave the break room. Because as soon as I make a stand, it's all right for them to do that, but as soon as I make a stand, I'm not only going to get in trouble with them, I'm probably going to get in trouble with my employer. Okay? I will. I mean, ain't no problem about it. I know. I work for Haynes, okay? And you don't displace that. I had a little testament in the bathroom, okay? That I just kept in there, you know, when I had to go nature college, I read my little testament. Somebody found it. I got called in. I don't know if it was mine. Said, is that yours in the basket? You need to get it out. I said, okay, no problem. So you can have your, so all them other magazines, them other books can stay in there. The Hot Rod magazine, Time magazine, okay?
Yeah.
All these is just displaying all the world stuff. They're okay to stay there. As soon as you bring the Bible, as soon as you bring the cross, then they're all suddenly they're offended. Okay? There was all kinds of magazines in there that talked about how the Muslim faith was growing. I told myself, I'm offended by that. I said, I want them magazines out of the bathroom. Because I don't believe in the Muslim faith, okay? I want it out. Did it go out? No, it's still in there. It's still in there. Because it was an article in a magazine, okay? And not a Pacific. They said it because it wasn't a Pacific. If it was the Quran, it'd been dealt with, they said. For mine was the Testament, the Bible. At work, you know, for certain, if I make a stand and really display the cross, I'm probably not going to be around there too long. Eventually, they get me. Okay? Eventually. So we're afraid of it. We're afraid. I ain't got enough faith. I ain't got enough confidence. At school, can you kids, if you really wanted to, can you really display the cross? I mean, can you really go down the hall, witness to people, sharing the gospel, praying, getting together in the hall, praying? I mean, can you do all them things? I don't know how school functions now.
Well, actually, I took him to school at West Forsyth the other day, and they had a big group prayer in front of the school.
In front of the school.
So I guess if you have certain groups and teachers be able to lead it, I think you can. But
Okay.
other than that, I mean, you don't see it much.
Nope.
Or at least it's looked down upon.
Right.
They do have certain groups and stuff, but I wanted to start a Christian club up at the school, and they told me I couldn't. So I actually started a different club, and I add some Christian.
So you're incorporating that in there. That's a good idea. There you go. Smart. That's smart. How about at Gentry? Or North Surrey or whatever.
They did have to apply there too.
They had the prayer. Okay.
I think it happens every once in a while, but it's not like an everyday thing. So,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
there's just so many different beliefs, I guess, at
Right.
school now. So it's just really hard to have one certain thing in one area, because that will divide people more than even a church would, I think, in a school, since you have so many different kids. Each parent has their own belief, and that goes down to the kid. So, I mean, it's hard to do that. I think that's why they wanted it where you can't have any certain groups
Right.
like that. But I don't know.
Well, they'd always told me if we allow, they said we're not, I had them to tell me that we're not against Christianity, but if we allow Christianity Then we gotta allow
all the other ones.
all the other ones.
Yeah.
Even as far as satanic worship, you know, I mean, however that flows, I don't know much about that, okay? But they said, you know, if you allow one, you gotta allow them all.
Yep.
So,
Have all the
it's,
schools.
there's always prohibitors, there's always something trying to stop us, okay?
Yeah.
And you know what, it don't have to be much, but we're willing to be stopped. Sometimes I think we're hoping that somebody's out there with a stop sign saying, whoa. It's, whew, man, that's a relief, I don't have to do that.
Come on.
What if Wednesday night? What if Wednesday night, y'all all roll up here, okay, and at the Love in Action, and ever who's leading it, okay, and they roll up here with you and they say, okay, tonight we're going to hand out love letters, and I give you 10 love letters, and I give you 10, and you 10, and you 10, and we're going to leave this building. We're going to hit this little strip mall, and then we're going to go to Lowe's Hardware. We're going to go to Walmart parking lot. And I'm going to tell you, Walmart will run your butt off, okay? If they get a hold of you, okay?
I like seeing
You got to be slick, because we've done it, okay? I mean, you got to be slick. And you do not never put it on no one's car, okay? I found out that that's a no-no, okay?
We
Don't-
one time slipped it in the beer.
And the what?
The beer.
Oh, really? And down in the beer
You know how
cooler?
they have that little
Yeah,
hole,
yeah.
slipping it down in the beer.
Well, that's a
They go to
good,
open it.
that's a good idea. But what if it's a good idea? I want that beer to explode. Get all that Holy Ghost in there, okay? Now listen, what if Wednesday night, and we started handing out everybody 10 of these love letters? We're not going to sit in the comfort of these four walls and say, oh, how I love Jesus. That's an old song, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
okay.
We're not going to sit in these walls and do all that. We're going to say, let's get real with it. We're going to go out, display our cross. We're going to go out and hand out these love letters, okay? These love letters are a love letter from God, okay? And we're going to hit every major business area that we can where there's a lot of people. And you're going to go all through that parking lot. Hey, excuse me, sir. Can I give you something? And some people's going to say, you get the blank away from me, okay? And then some will say, yeah. They embrace it, yeah. Okay? Yeah, give it here. Thank you. You know, they just go all off smiling, stick it in their pocket, okay? Some, we approached some women, I found out that's not a good idea, okay? Two old men like me run up in the Walmart parking lot and say, ma'am, can we give you some? You know, she whips out a 38. You know, back up. You know. So, I mean, really, dude, she freaked, you know. And I said, whoa, no, there's nothing, you know. So we had to learn some things, okay, and there's a learning curve to it. Up at Pine Ridge Church, we've done that. We've done it several times. We load the kids up in the van and haul all the young people out and hit a subdivision and go right through that subdivision, giving out the love letters. We went out on Halloween night. We try to go out every Halloween night and do this, okay? Instead of going trick-or-treat, we go to the doors and give them the love letter, okay? I'm telling you, man, the kids didn't have no problem doing it, Christine. It was us. The kids would go trashing right through the mall, up at Monterey Mall, and they would run them down, hang on their shirt, holding them back. So, whoa, we're going to give you something. You know, and people would say, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. But it never even fazed them. They just come back just smiling. We was in a subdivision back this year, at spring of the year, giving out love letters. And there's two little twin boys that goes up there to Pine Ridge Church. Quiet kids, don't have much to say, okay? We're following them, we're walking with them through the subdivision, okay? And this is after dark. And they're knocking on doors. They go to this door and knock on the door, and they ask this man. And I know when they went to this particular house, because I know this subdivision, I said, they'll probably get slammed right here. And when he opened that door, when they explained what they were doing, he said, get out of here. He said, get off my porch. I don't want nothing to do with this. Yeah. You know what? If it had been me and Jamie, we'd have come across that parking lot kicking, so to tear his hind end up, you know. Let him die and go to hell. I don't care. I'll not witness to him no more. I'll not say a word. I mean, we just shut off just like that. You know what them little boys doing? They come across the driveway, grinning, had their hands up and said, we just got rejected. So we just had took a hit for the cross. And I heard the guy. He was loud. He talked to him rough. Even me standing out in the road, I told that little boy's daddy was with me. He's a pretty good sized youngin'. And I said, here, I'll hold you Bible. I said, go down and tear his head up. Talking to a youngins like that. I got offended by it. Okay? But boy, when you send them out, and you go through that parking lot, it's easy, brother, stand up here and preach. Well, I'm saying it's easy, but you feel safe standing here. But you get out there in that parking lot, you get over Lowe's Hardware.
In the real world.
In the real world. And it's just you. You don't have these four walls, and you ain't just sit and listen to a bunch of praise and worship music, okay? And you ain't just come off your knees praying, okay? And you're right there, and it's just you, and you're the minority. You're outnumbered. When you look around that parking lot, there's people running everywhere, and you can tell they're busy. And they've got an agenda, and they're trying to do life. And you're trying to step in and interrupt it with your Christianity and with your cross. You'll see the response of people. You'll see people, like Charles Spurgeon talks about here in just a minute, he says that the scholar comes by the cross, okay? And he says that he is so smart and he is so educated that it's just too simple, that this cross is just too simple. So he smears the cross and just sneers at it and laughs and goes on. And then you got the person that comes, Charles Spurgeon said, then you have those that you meet in the parking lot handing out these love letters that love to argue with you. I've met them. We've met them. And they love to discuss the word. They're educated.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you gotta be prepared.
Well, you got to be prepared. That's right. They're so educated, and they want to sit down and argue with you. They want to sit down and try to break you down. So then they come by and they do a little smear themselves. So they just smear it out. So then, Charles Spurgeon said that you would meet those that had so much self-righteousness. And I've met them out here doing this love letter event, okay? I've met those that said, why do I need that? I had a young lady to stand up against me at Lowe's in Manor, at Capallo's, right between that and the food line right there. You know, if Manor knows where it's at. And she rolled up on me. She said, I'm just as good as you are. She said, I'm good to my neighbors. I'm good to my kids. I don't get liquored up and drunk and raising it. She said, hell, you know. And she said, I'm just as good as you are. What makes you better, Ronnie, than me? What makes you so good because you claim this Christianity? So I had to start trying to break it down. I told her, you know. So I give my explanation, okay? But she, as Charles Spurgeon says, them kind of people, they do their thing. They smear the cross. But Charles Spurgeon said what? Word in the most. And this was in the 1800s, sister. This ain't 2016 when he said this. This was in the 1800s. And Charles Spurgeon said it like this. He said, but I'll tell you what Satan's favorite scheme is nowadays. Now think about that. 1834 nowadays. Okay? He said, but I'll tell you what Satan's favorite scheme is nowadays. It is not to oppose the cross, but to surround the cross and try to get the cross to alter its shape a little. To just try to alter the cross. He said, men who hate the doctrine of the cross say, we too preach the gospel. They alter it, they misshape it, they make it another gospel, which is no gospel at all. Let others say, if they will, that yes and no can meet together. That right becomes wrong. Wrong becomes right. That yes and no can come together. That fire and water can kiss each other. That Christ and Baal can be twins. The true minister of Jesus Christ cannot do that. Truth is truth, and whatever is the opposite of it cannot be truth. That which opposes truth must certainly be error and falsehood, but it is the fashion nowadays to try to blend the two things together. 1834, Charles Spurgeon said that, Christine. We probably would have thought it was perfect time back then, because we keep saying that rottenness and sin keeps progressing. I'm saying in 2016, I'm not Charles Spurgeon by no means, but today's time, just like Spurgeon said, they want to smear the cross. They want to alter the cross. They want to say what's right is wrong. What's wrong is right. They say the two can be one. The two can be the same. It's going to be like the one world religion whenever it transfers, okay? They want to say that righteousness and unrighteousness can kiss. They want to say that light and darkness can blend. When you flip a switch, the light's either dark or the light's on. There's no, tell me how I can make that light blend with dark and light. If I cut it on, it's a light. If I cut it off, it's out. Simple as that. The crazy thing is that we think that in the church it's becoming more and more advocated to that side of thinking that we can take and mix this with the world. That we can bring sin into the church, that we can live in sin, and it's okay. That we don't have to do anything for Christ. How many times have you ever went out and witnessed? I'm going to ask you because you're from Mount Earth.
Just at work.
Just at work. Have you ever just been out, bus load up, and go out into the streets and head on the highways and hedges and compel them to come in? No. No, it's okay. I hadn't either until the last few years, okay?
I've asked people to come to church with me.
How many of you that's y'all's biggest witnessing to? I'm not being mean this morning, I'm trying to be real. That's how we witness to people, inviting to church.
Yeah, that's right.
And as far as it goes.
That's the extent of it.
That's the extent of it. Why is that?